Let them see the view.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Kindred Lists. We are so excited to have you joining us tonight for another exciting episode. We are on episode 31 tonight, and it is really good to be back, folks. I must tell you, all the holidays landed on the weekends for us, so we all had other things that we needed to do and take care of and celebrate with our families and things of that nature, but we're glad to be back. It's glad to be with my friends of over 3.5 years on this crazy journey.
Ooh,
So, so we're glad that you're joining us. My name is Michael, your most humble and merciful Dungeon Master for the evening. We are going to go ahead and thank some of our sponsors and supporters before we begin tonight. We first want to thank Twitch and Streamlabs for allowing us to be affiliated with them. We also want to thank our good friends at Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle Games for all their support. You can check them out by typing in the chat an !Little Dragon or !CCG. If you visit Little Dragon, you can use that coupon code that we have there in chat, Pro Bonus, and you can get 10% off of your order, which should cover the shipping for you, which we were talking about our struggles with shipping just a moment ago. I did have faith, and my packages did arrive. Thank the gods. So glad to have you guys.
You're welcome.
We are on episode 31. A quick recap from last time. It seems that our party had gotten together talking about going to a tower, and Molfin teleported everyone to the tower of Ashlyn's parents, which are currently somehow king and queen of an elven city within the High Forest. There seemed to be some conflict as her parents don't recognize her as their daughter. And you guys, no matter what you tried, you could not restore this memory. Must be something deeper here. The king, having a lot of charges against you, decided to send you guys on a quest to clear your names and obtain a shard of a crystal from the abandoned site of Hellgate Keep, which is being under guard by some druids and a group of treants. You guys arrived, got into a little bit of a conflict, and found out that those trees that attacked you were undead treants, and some strange, morphed, undead vulture type creature that came out and attacked you as you landed in this misty kind of broken forest area. And that's where we left off last time, as you guys are standing within this mist. I'm going to take the Twitch over to a little bit of this misty forest, just to give a little bit of, what do they call that? Ambiance.
Ambiance.
Yeah, to go with our music, our creepy, gloomy music. So you guys have just finished that encounter and are all standing together here in the soft soil fog surrounding you. What would you guys like to do? So the story is told.
We should go. Go.
I would just like to know if that vulture was slapped hot enough to cook it.
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna walk over and look at the bird.
Okay.
Oh no.
Make a investigation check for me, Wolfen, on this.
Ooh, I'm actually decent at those. Apparently not. Let me see, what is that? Action, nope, skill. I'm awake. Investigation. Oh, okay, that's not horrible. That's 15.
15? Not bad, not bad. As you're looking over this creature, the meat doesn't necessarily look like it would be something that you would like to eat. There is a smell about this creature that is horrendous. It kind of has a thick smell to it. Like when you smell it, the smell sticks in the back of your throat just for the slightest bit.
Ugh.
And it dries your throat in the back, and it has like this ashy type smell to it as well. It's it's horrendous. But you do recognize, as you're looking over it, this creature has some similarities to something you've seen before. It has some similarities to... You remember back to a time, your mind was hazy about this, but before you even had the shroud on your face, that time you went to the Shadowfell, and you started drinking this liquid out of that encasing that the shroud was held in. There were flying creatures that started to swarm that area when you guys were doing that. This carries some resemblance toward those. It's definitely morphed and twisted, but it definitely carries some what you would think are more demonic qualities.
Oh my. Wow, 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 wow.
Perhaps we were sent here for a reason.
What do you mean?
Why are you sniffing that bird?
Episode title?
Sniffing the bird.
Actually, there are many debates within scholars here, if it is possible, under mere gnomish power, to slap the side of a poultry. And if so, how fast would you have to do so in order to cook the bird?
Well, do you think Lachlan is the answer?
Probably not. But this thing is, given that our small purple friend summoned a massive hand and proceeded to obliterate it into the ground.
Cook the chicken.
Wow. Whoa.
Oh, wow.
I think he broke himself.
I think he did.
Oh, brilliant. Bloody brilliant, man.
Anyway,
Alright.
Sorry. Just had to. we apologize, folks. We haven't played D&D in 2 weeks. This is what happens.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Molfin, so anyways, cooking a bird?
I no longer have any idea what I was talking about. Can we just find this place?
Yeah.
That's a mood.
Yeah, can I attempt to do some sort of like survival check to figure out if we're on the right path here?
Sure.
Based off our bird's eye view we originally had.
Sure, absolutely. You can make a survival check. Yep.
Alright. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's a 15.
15.
I rolled a 4 plus 11.
This fog is so thick. It's just really hard to tell. You have an idea, like, which way is north and everything, just based on your sense and your just natural ability to be able to navigate. But
Yeah.
just directions here, I mean, you're just not sure. As soon as you guys started to descend into this fog, you couldn't really see anything to begin with. So it's really hard to navigate when you don't have any bearings whatsoever. I mean, you can pick a direction and hope for the best.
Hope for the best.
Are there any trees around?
There's trees around, but most of them are... It's kind of like... Imagine a forest fire that's taken place, and then you come into the forest after it's out, but it's really smoky.
So is it all dead then? Like there's no like life to these plants?
In this area that you're in
foliage?
currently, there is no life to any of the foliage. It looks like a lot of
Well,
dead
there goes that
trees.
idea.
Yeah.
Well, are they
Talk to
tall?
Speak with plants, but if they're dead.
Are they tall?
Some of them are. Some of them look like they're just...
I would like to climb a tree.
Oh, okay. Sure. Go ahead and
Yeah,
make an
very Ashlyn.
athletics check. But here's the thing: I would like you to make it with disadvantage because it is dead, and a lot of the
Okay.
limbs might not be able to support your weight.
Well, I rolled the same thing.
Okay.
Both are 5s. So, that's a 10 total.
Okay. Ashlyn walks over to one of the trees, just on like the edge of your visual, like you can see her just starting to get masked by the fog, and she jumps up with 2 hands, reaching up towards the lowest limb that she can find. She grabs it, starts to pull, and then you watch it just go, and instantly that first branch just breaks, and she just goes and sits down on the ground there, holding this branch in her 2 hands. Just like
Alright, was never gonna chill up
I am
dead
already
this
over
morning.
there. I am already over there with the medicine pack. Like,
She
I
doesn't
don't-
take fall damage.
don't
She
take
probably
fall
just sits
damage.
cross-legged.
she's
and,
actually
like,
I know she
she's
doesn't
actually
take any fall
landed
damage, but-
in a nice soft pile of dark soil. She's just like sitting there.
Well,
oh,
I don't recommend that to anyone.
Fine. Wasn't the worst idea, but everything's dead here, so there's not much we can really pull from it.
Could pull tree limbs from like
We
this.
could each go random directions. See what
Yeah.
happens.
I don't recommend going random directions.
If we're
gonna
going
ask if
to
any
do
of us had
that,
any
perhaps
clue.
we should take
Yeah, is there like
perhaps
a...
we should take 10 minutes and cast a telepathic bond.
That's a good
I
idea.
think we should go in separate directions. Either.
This
Yeah, maybe.
is a haunted forest with killer trees and giant undead vultures. I don't know if I want us to split up.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah, we can...
Diana, how could you say that? Have you never heard of the great human hero, Freddy? He always splits his friends up, and they always manage to make do.
I grew up in an elven village in the forest. I didn't have cable.
No, we didn't
Wow.
have cable. You're right.
There were 2 channels, and it was the news and the weather.
Super boring.
yeah,
Morphin will
take...
get his
Yeah, get...
stuff
We'll
set
take
up
10
and
minutes.
Okay.
Can I
set
see
out
if
all his
there's...
candles and keep
While
a very
he's-
close eye on Vix to make sure he's not stealing any of the candles as he's lighting them for his
No,
ritual.
Mulfin's walking around in a circle setting up candles, and by the time he gets
And
to
I'm
the beginning,
behind
they're
him.
already gone. You're just behind him, picking it up, putting it in your bag.
100%, yes.
So
I'll
it
roll a
takes 20 minutes to do this ritual.
I would roll a stealth check, but I'm probably not being stealthy about it. I'm just...
Yeah, Vic.
Just hold it, Vix upside down, shaking candles out of him.
Candles fall out back onto the ground. Raoul kind of looks at this. He's like, "This is going to take forever." Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Callista, what did you want to do for this?
Oh,
You
I
were
was
saying
just gonna
something?
see if there's like any like natural like animal paths, like paths that are frequently used in this area, or no, it's all just dead.
Go ahead and make a nature check for that.
Okay, nature.
You're like kind of focusing on wildlife and things of that nature.
Natural 20
Nah.
plus 7.
Nice.
20, nice. As far as natural, nothing. It seems
yeah.
completely absent. And with a natural 20, you don't see any indication that any natural wildlife inhabits this area whatsoever. You do see
Alright.
those large imprints in the ground from these tree ants that attacked you. And it just looks like a mass of roots that are bundled up into a foot, just impacted the ground and just plant. Obviously, these things can't be very stealthy, and they can't make their way through the forest, or especially this area with soft soil, without making
Right.
some imprints into the ground.
So those seem to be the only indication of like life.
Right. And obviously the bird-like creature is not going to put any like imprints or make any trails
Right.
because obviously it's flying, so you're not going to be able to pick out any indications of that. But
Okay.
yeah,
Well, it's good to know.
I mean, just the absence of natural creatures is disturbing.
Yeah. So I'll just go over and sit
Mhm.
beside Molf until he's done his ritual. Then, if that's what I find.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to do anything while Molfin's doing his ritual? Just gonna wait it out, or
Keeping an eye out for trouble.
okay. Cool.
Once I'm shoot away from the candles.
I will join Lachlan in keeping an eye out for trouble.
Okay.
Perfect. Once
I'm
I'm shoot
always
away from the
watching.
candles,
Uh-huh.
and Diana isn't looking anymore,
Okay.
I'm eyeing the Nothic for his
Oh.
glowing ball.
Okay. Yeah, he's still holding it, and it's
Oh, no,
still
no.
glowing. Like he's holding it very close to himself, so he's got it kind of like a running back would carry a football. He's got it clutched in his arm, and he's holding it close to his body because he can't really store it anywhere. He's not carrying anything to store it, so it's just sitting there. And you can see the rays of light kind of coming out and hitting the fog, like the lights that on the front of your car as you're driving through fog. You can see that
That's really bright.
it is bright. It's a bright light. It was a bright light when you found it, and it's always stayed the same. Like it's never gotten more intense, and it's never dimmed down. This fog does dim it down a little bit, so people wouldn't be able to see it from far, but it does light up the area a little bit.
Interesting.
Now,
Do I see this
Lachlan,
happening?
no, because you're busy keeping watch with Lachlan. So
I'm just staring at him.
so Diana and Lachlan, you guys can decide.
Is it gonna end
You
well
can
for you?
you guys can both make your own perception checks. Here's the deal. Here's what I'm going to do. You'll both make perception checks, but you'll make them with disadvantage because of the fog. Or one of you can make just a standard roll on a perception check. Because that
What's
would
happening?
be one of you helping the other to get rid of the disadvantage.
Dana's pretty perceptive, isn't she? I wonder if Lachlan being a assistant on this one is a safer bet.
Let me
Your wisdom's
triple
pretty
check
good.
What yeah, my wisdom is like pretty high. I think my passive is like 18. My perception. Okay, it just says 20 for passive. I'm sure that's amazing. I'm sure that it's probably like freaking plus 10.
And could I try to guide Diana at this?
I mean, basically what that is going to do is it's going to take away her disadvantage. Is
Yeah.
what it would do.
Plus 10.
Yeah. Sure. So
What about guidance as well?
Plus 10.
Oh, guidance. Yeah, you could use guidance
Yeah.
on this.
In this dark and creepy place to call upon the light of Ilmater.
Oh, you're buffing
Amen,
a
amen.
cleric of Ilmater with Ilmater. This is
Gotta make up for that time I use it to like help Molten do something bad.
Me and Lachlan just join hands, and Diana's like, I'm just
Tell
so happy that you came to the Lord Ilmater, you know? After
Oh,
all
dear.
this time.
So great. So you get to make just a standard roll, and you can add a D4 as you're being guided and inspired by Lachlan's faith.
So, oh, wait,
Uh-oh.
add a d4?
Yep, you can roll a
Yeah.
D4 and add that as well for your
Wait.
guidance.
The cleric does not know how guidance works.
It's just a D4, and whatever you roll, you add it to your roll.
Okay,
It's like a mini
so
bardic
it's
inspiration.
14 plus 10, 24. That's my end count. It's mathematics. I'm not good at it.
24 is your total? That's with the guidance too? Yeah, okay.
Hell yeah.
That's really good.
Plus 10.
So, channeling your faith and focusing on Ilmater's guidance, you're slowly looking through the fog, just panning from left to right. Lachlan standing next to you saying a quick prayer as he
Getting some words wrong, but you know.
every time he messes up a word, you're just looking straight forward, and then you just correct his words, like not even look at him. You mean majestic? just keep on going.
Hallowed.
Hallowed.
Hallowed, not harrowed.
Yeah, that's right. You just keep looking, and you can see what looks to be ahead of you. The fog kind of shifts just the slightest bit. And you can see a little bit farther, and it looks like there's some kind of domed shape. It's still silhouetted in the distance, and it looks quite a bit of distance from you guys, but you can see it farther along. Some type of dome, and then the fog creeps back up and covers your point of view once again, and you don't quite see it anymore. And this would be in the direction of this would be like west of you guys currently.
Did it look like any type of organic material?
Make a nature check for
Or
me.
was it just... Ooh, fun. Okay.
When we get to pull out skills we never use.
That's right. That's right.
Dust that one
That's
off.
2 nature checks in one session, guys.
Woo.
That hasn't
Coming
happened
in,
since episode
coming
10.
very
Somebody go
Probably
watch
not
episode
wrong.
10, see if he's right.
I have no idea.
Yeah, right? That is coming in very strong at a 12.
A 12. From this distance and all the fog,
Yeah.
you barely caught a glimpse of this thing. Like, the DC was really high to see it, and you saw it with that roll that you made. And it did help that you had the guidance of Ilmater. So, you can't tell. I mean, simply it's a dome, but it's just a silhouette, so you can't really see. You would have to get
And it
you'd have to
wasn't
get closer.
moving or anything like that. It was just the fog.
Stationary. Wasn't
Yeah.
moving.
And it was stationary.
Mhm.
Okay.
The fog
so
was what
it
was
just the
drifting
fog
a little
moved
bit.
around it.
Mhm.
I will go run and grab Callista
Okay.
because she be perceiving way more than I can do.
Because she can perceive.
Hey Callista. Don't know
Hey.
if this is
Not with your
anything
eyes.
that might be a point of concern, but westward there is a dome.
A dome?
It's just a dome. Yeah,
How big?
dome. I saw
Like
it.
taller than the trees dome, or small dome like
What an
Muffin?
excellent question. It was far in the distance, but still visible. So I'm assuming it was probably a big dome.
Okay, show me where.
Yeah, dome.
I'll ask her to point out which direction, and
Westward.
I'll see if I can perceive.
Okay. Sure. You can make a
Whichever
perception
way is
check.
west
Oh.
is where I am pointing her.
Vix, as you're eyeing this light in the Nothic's hands,
Oh, no.
what?
Can I insight check Vix to see if I know what he's doing?
Sure, but I'm gonna tell you what. I don't really know what he's doing either, so I'm not gonna be able to tell you. But
Okay.
sure, go
I
ahead.
just want to know if I notice him eyeing the Nothing's light.
Go ahead.
26.
Are you trying to hide that you're staring at the Nothic's light, or are you?
I'm not a creature that hides much.
Okay.
I'll go. Ile Rappelgay Ine. Uye Rabgay Hate Aitle. Okay?
You talking to me?
Yes!
I love that I understood what you said.
What?
you know. And I'll say that I'll say in Draconic, I guess. Do you understand Draconic?
I do.
I'll say Draconic. I'll grapple him. You grab the light.
Wait, you're gonna help me?
Yes! I hate this thing.
Wow.
I was planning to try to steal it later.
Okay, you just give me the sign. Make up the sign right now. All right, you give me the sign later, and I'll help you. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Why is everybody conspiring against my Nothic?
I love the sign. I think that was great. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you speak Draconic, Diana?
That'd be so funny.
That would be funny.
I do.
You do?
Oh, you do?
No!
And I'm
Oh,
super
no.
No, I do
perceptive,
not.
so you know.
Oh no.
I don't say anything. I'm focusing on this freaking dome.
Yeah.
It's fine. I ignore it.
Okay.
I actively ignore them. I hear
Okay.
it and I ignore it.
I'm cool with that.
Just checking.
Because it's too good to like, no. Callista's gonna let them have their fun. It's fine. Because Kristy needs to have fun. So yes, I'm gonna try and focus on the dome that Diana mentioned.
Okay.
And ignore the other two.
Sure. And actually, at about this time, Molfin, you'd be finishing up your ritual as.
Oh,
goes in.
yeah.
Hey, thank you much for the subscription.
Victoria!
Wow, Victoria, that's
We love you.
26-month streak. Wow, Victoria.
Hell yeah, B.
Thank you. What did you end up rolling, Callista?
So is it? You said it's disadvantaged because of the fog, right?
True. Yes. I will.
But I have it.
I'll-
I have advantage because I have the eagle eyes, so it's just a straight roll.
Just a straight roll. Yeah, and also,
Alright.
also
I'm
you're
helping
being
her.
you're being pointed in the direction, but the problem is the fog is it's unpredictable. You don't know where it's
Right.
like shifting and where it's going to break up and things of that nature. So it's difficult to see it.
Yeah,
as-
that's
as
fine.
Well, so
I will say that with these eagle eyes, I can see up to a mile, if that helps,
perfect.
or details.
Yeah, you got it.
Natural 20.
I want a dice that rolls
Hang on.
that good.
You,
I want
me and Jamie have
I
these
want-
dice.
I
Me and
want a
Jamie have
die.
these dice.
When next,
Yours roll good?
I want.
Mine are
Nice.
awful.
I want
It's the
that.
moon dice.
Nice.
It's the
nice. Well done. And because you can see a mile, that is definitely helpful. As you focus in, you see
36, by the way.
Wow.
You see Diana guiding you that way, and it's almost as if Ilmater steps in once again and parts the fog just the slightest bit, and you see the fog break up. You can tell ahead of you there is a dome made out of natural material. It looks like vines that are just tucked together and intertwining into a massive dome shape. You can also see just beyond it, seems to be a little bit distance away, is a freestanding tower. It looks like maybe a 3 stories tall rectangular keep
Okay. That's probably where we need to go.
beyond this. And it also looks like around the dome, the fog doesn't necessarily penetrate. There's a little bit of space
Oh.
around the fog where the fog seems to be trying to get in and cannot.
Do I think it's anything like my mother's druid grove that she told me about?
You think it's exactly Druid Grove.
Hell yeah. Alright. I know what's up. Cool. Okay. Damn. Alright. So that's high level stuff. Okay. I will relay that information to the group, and I will wait till the telepathic bond goes through, and then I'll just relay it.
Okay, yeah, honestly, by this time, the telepathic bond is set, and Molfin has finished his incantations and his ritual, and he's collecting his candles, swatting Vix away from grabbing any of them, as he is packing them back up into his adventurer's kit and backpack and getting them all situated.
I already gave you one. Come back later.
I'm
You
going
said
to, walk over to Dad, and I'm going to kind of gesture and see if he can see the dome from where we are at.
Okay. He squints a little bit and looks in that direction. The fog is just too thick, dear. I just can't see it. What did you see?
Keep keep an eye out. You're going to be pleasantly surprised to see it again.
Oh. Well, this should be interesting.
And I will start heading that way, leading the group that way.
Okay. Looks like Callista's the gesture for, hey, come on, follow me.
In a very episode 1 style, she just keeps walking forward.
There you go.
Waits for everybody to follow.
Molphin is going to fall in right behind her,
Okay.
and the entire time preparing a spell just in case.
Okay.
Remembering
told
how
things?
angry. With Callistotonus, remembering how angry the druids were at the king while Molphin was watching that,
Mm-hmm.
and how they were threatening people he sends.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else doing anything in particular, or just following along with?
I think Diana will also prepare a spell. And did Molphin share the information with us that vulture thing is demonic?
Nope.
Alright,
You probably, depending on how close you were to Molphin, you may have heard him mutter that, because he did say out loud that maybe we were sent here for a reason.
Yeah, about
don't
that,
really
because
know where
Callista
it
asked
was.
what you meant, but I don't know if you heard me or if I was muted, but...
Oh,
then
no, I didn't hear
stuff-
I didn't hear you.
No, that's okay. Well, so she would probably bring that up on the way there then. Like, what did you mean we were here for a reason? I mean, we're here for Ashlyn, of course, but...
I'm just going to sort of look back a little. How far away is Ashlyn from the two of us?
How far away is Ashlyn from the two that are leading?
How far away is it? No. Let's.
Brilliant!
Sarah.
Brilliant!
So good.
I'm gonna give you something
How-
for that, Sarah. Hang on.
How where would Vix be?
I'd be next to you.
Okay. I'd be with Vix maybe behind the Nothic so we could get the
Yep.
jump on him. So
Yeah,
Would like my Nothic to be directly next to me.
Okay.
that's all right.
Just a little, "Psst, come here, boy."
In Draconic, I'm gonna talk to Ashton real
Okay.
quick. I have an idea. Before you grapple, that'll maybe make him drop the light and run away.
Okay.
Should I do it now or should we wait?
Well, do you wanna or not?
We can.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Force
Oh no!
on the Nothic
Okay.
to make. I'm gonna say another Nothic. It looks like another Nothic appears in front of him, snaps, and his ball is now just like a sack of potatoes, and the other Nothic has his ball and is just running away with it.
That's
Oh
brilliant.
wow.
Hey, quick question.
He needs to make a wisdom save, I think.
Quick question on that spell. Is that a area effect spell or is it a singular creature spell?
I'm pretty sure it's a single target.
I think it's
Okay.
single.
Okay, I just want to double check because I
So,
did.
like,
Hypnotic
I don't see
pattern is
this.
area of effect.
Hypnotic pattern was one that I was thinking of. I was like, oh no, you might
Yeah.
get all your friends too. Okay.
So nobody
Yeah.
else
Except for
sees the
Molphin
illusion.
and Callista up front, because
It's one.
great conversation.
It's not a visual illusion. It's in your mind.
Yeah, it's a psychic effect.
That is a
Oh, my
wisdom
Nothic.
saving throw.
Wait, hold on. Actually, it's intelligence.
Oh, that will make a difference. Okay.
Oh, I should have his character sheet up.
No,
shouldn't I?
it's okay. I got it up. I rolled an 18 on the die. Minus
Oh!
minus 1. 17.
Yes!
Does
It was an 18.
So it succeeds.
Holy
It was an
shit.
18.
18. So, let me double check. Yeah. Diana, all of a sudden, the Nothic walking next to you looks down at his light and goes, and then books it straight ahead and tosses the light.
I'm rushing that light. I am rushing.
I
it.
I'm gonna
rushed
get
the
it before it
Nothic.
drops to the ground.
I
Does
chase the Nothic wherever it's going.
does that spell do damage, or is that just an effect on it?
It can do damage, but the image I'm giving him is that it's just running away from him
Okay.
for a minute.
Okay.
So
Which direction did you want to make it run?
if we're walking like forward, I want it to run left.
Okay. It darts off and left and disappears into the fog. Just disappears.
Okay, wait.
I chase it. I chase my Nothic.
I
following
tackle
Oh, okay.
Diana.
Diana begin. Oh, you trying to tackle Diana?
No!
Yeah.
Okay. Diana, you can try to avoid this by either doing athletics or acrobatics. Ashlyn, you will
welcome
need.
back, fam.
This is technically a grapple, so it's going to be athletics for you.
Oh my god.
17.
Acrobatics. I think I have.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
oh.
Also,
I
I'm
threw
sorry,
my
girlfriend. I love you
dice.
so much, but I gave Ashlyn a luck point like 3 minutes ago.
Ashlyn does have a
so
point of
Thank
luck
you
in
need
the
it.
chat. Yes.
Luck point. Luck point.
It was a 3.
A 3. Unfortunately, Diana, as you go taking off, you feel a tug from your cape as your neck gets pulled back, and then all of a sudden, Ashlyn is bear hugging you once again, preventing you from disappearing from the group into the fog. As you just see the silhouette of the Nothic disappear, and there's just white fog.
Diana is just like screaming, like, no, Nothic, come back.
Vix, you said you were
So
running
sad.
towards the light.
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to go ahead and have you make a... Are you trying to be sneaky about getting this from Diana, or not really?
I'm just going for the light.
Okay, yeah, you grab the light. What do you do with it? It's in your hands.
How heavy is it?
Not very heavy.
Can I-
It's actually pretty
Can I
light.
thorn whip the light out of his hand?
Of course. Do you have to make an attack roll? I think it's a spell
I mean, I
attack?
will.
Yeah, sure. Go
Yeah.
Go ahead and make your
No.
spell attack with Thorn Whip. As Molfin and Callista, you guys turn around, and for some reason, chaos has just started to take place behind you. Lachlan just
Molfin
spins
is
around too. Is
perfectly
like, what
okay
is
with
going
that.
on back here? It's-
Sitting next to Ryle, like, what are these?
Ryle just
No,
goes,
wait.
Is just zipper in his
Molten
lips,
is
not
especially
saying a word.
confused.
What was that,
Especially
Kristy?
confused. It's chaos not caused by him.
You're muted, babe.
30 to hit.
Oh,
Oh
no.
Oh, you monster.
so a Thorn Whip does some damage too, I think, doesn't it?
I'm attacking the light technically. I'm pulling the light into me.
And it makes it move, what, 10, 20 feet closer to you? What is the exact effect of Thorn Whip on there?
It pulls it 10 feet closer to me.
I think
Okay.
it's 10 feet if I remember.
You grab it with this thorn just like jets out from kind of like around your feet, wraps around this thing that Vix is now holding in his hands and smiling. And he goes, it pulls it right out of his hands. And it goes and it's just rests now right in your hands. And now you're holding the light.
What is going on?
Diana is just kicking and screaming. That's Diana.
Can I see where the Nothic went?
It's just fog. You can see footprints as he just darted off.
Well, I guess this means we need a detour.
Yeah, it knows where we live, so.
Do
Nix.
we really need to, though? I mean,
Vix.
Vix! Fuck me. Jamie, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you when I see you at Gen Con. I'm just gonna say.
Bring it. Bring it on.
Vix!
Yes.
What are you doing?
I was just going to protect the light while he was gone. Deception check.
I think you can try, but I'm not sure. I think your passive insight is like a 31.
And I
or
heard your
something like that.
conversation earlier.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Sure.
Natural 20, 27.
It's really cute that you're
Don't
trying.
win.
It's really cute. I almost believe you.
She said,
Okay.
"He's a natural 20." She said, "That's so cute."
Yeah, I know. If only it was my performance.
Do we really need to worry about that fool creature? Let it get itself stomped
I
in.
gesture at Diana, kicking and screaming underneath Ashlyn.
I'm staring at the light that's in Callista's hands.
Can I please take a moment to remind everybody that I made a promise to that Nothic that I would take it home, and I don't know what kind of magic Nothics have, but every 5 seconds it's in my head reminding me that I made a promise to it. So I don't know what's gonna happen to me if that promise isn't kept.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
No. You turned into one.
Open.
Excuse me?
Really?
No, you are not a wizard. You will not turn into one.
Excuse me? What?
Okay.
Can we just get my Nothic?
Ashlyn,
It has
let
a
her
good
up.
30 second.
Okay, fine.
May I please hold the light? Just let me hold it just for a second.
Could you not have asked that in the beginning?
He wouldn't let me have it.
Did you ask to hold
I-
it for a minute?
I 100% guarantee he would not let me have it.
Yes, he would.
No,
look
he
at
wouldn't. I had to
Molten.
steal it from him in the tower.
Yeah, we were holding on to it for a while.
Did you steal it?
Yes, I pulled it out of his hands.
That's why he was following us for a while, because we had his leg.
Yeah, I think
Somebody just had to
When
bring him
did
over.
I think Molfin stole it, but then you guys convinced him that he was letting you borrow it or something like that, and he was like just following you and making sure that you would return it to him.
Give it.
Mhm.
Okay, fine.
When did he become mine throughout all of this?
Because no one
Oh,
else
God.
wants him.
Everyone else wants to kill him except for you.
Yeah.
Molfin is going to reach
I
out
love him.
mentally via the telepathic bond
Mhm.
and say, "Would you please come back here? It is an illusion, you fool."
He was in on it.
Actually, I wouldn't know it's an illusion. Yeah, that's a good point.
Nobody knows why he just
Yeah.
ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Molfin will just say, "You come back here. We have your light here. What did you run off for?"
You just get it sounds like heavy breathing, as if somebody's running full sprint marathon.
Oh God.
It ends in a minute, by the way.
And,
Fine, I'll run after it.
and this is probably about at the end of that, but you
Okay.
It hasn't must get it back. That's all you get back.
I'll run. Can I run after him?
Sure.
I
You'll
don't.
get
oh,
lost.
Okay.
God.
I'll run
This is
after him.
not a good idea.
Ashlyn
This
lets
is not a
go
good
of
idea.
Diana. And is gonna
This is
run-
what I do for you, Diana!
Wait.
If you bring the light.
Yeah, there's no way any of us could catch her. Like, let's be
No.
honest here.
Diana can try.
How fast are my arrows? No kidding.
I would like to try to grapple Ashlyn.
Are
Deflect missile.
you trying to?
Oh,
are you trying to grab?
Vengeance will be
Are you
mine.
trying to grapple Ashlyn now? As she tries to
Okay.
run off?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's athletics on you, and it's either athletics or acrobatics for Ashlyn.
21 acrobatics.
21. What do you got for
Yeah.
that, Diana? You are trying to grapple the monk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled pretty low, dude.
I have a 12.
Oh,
Okay.
honey.
She's just too quick. You try to reach out to grab her, and she's already disappearing, following the path of the nothing.
Puff of smoke.
So do I have even a second as she's trying to run off?
Yeah, you have a second.
Would I be able to cast a spell?
I'll allow it.
Okay, I banish Ashlyn.
Annoying.
What saving throw is that? Wisdom?
Let me check.
If it's
so.
wisdom, she's pretty good at that.
I'm pretty good at wisdom.
It might be
Let
charisma.
me just check here.
I'm
I
good.
cast,
No,
I
that's-
cast it. It's one of the things on it, so I don't have it in my spell. But, charisma save.
Charisma.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, but I got advantage against spells and magical effects.
You do. That's true.
That's cocked. I rolled double fives again. Jesus Christ. So that's a 10.
Ashlyn just
Oh.
and vanishes.
Where do I go?
Dang it!
But basically, you're in sort of a harmless gray, just
Like a
empty
demi-plane.
space. Yeah.
Am I conscious though? Like,
Oh yeah, you're fully. Yeah.
oh, I'm freaking out.
Does our telepathic bond cross the planes? How's that work?
That's a good question.
I don't think it does.
I don't know if it does.
Telepathic bond.
That'd be cool if it did. I'm
Um,
not sure if it
That
does.
would be
though.
cool if it did.
Wait, are we all bonded?
Yeah, it can't.
Yeah, we're all bonded.
Yeah.
Inkin,
So basically, the
Inkin
six of
chat's
us
like,
are not-
always fun banishing your friends.
Yep.
That's right.
So basically, it's the 6 of us, Riled, and the Nothic are all linked.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it is only this plane, but it is any distance. After about, maybe 15 seconds or so, Molfin's gonna stop concentrating on the banishment and bring Ashlyn back.
Is there anything you wanted to talk about with the group while Ashlyn was gone, or did you just want to bring her back almost instantly?
Yeah,
Vix,
that's a
why
tough
did you want this?
I
anyway?
miss her.
Like, what's so important about this?
That's a new way of getting privacy from someone you don't want listening to like a minute's
Yeah.
worth of your
Yeah.
conversation. You just banish
Yeah.
them and then
Wow. The
Way to give Molfin
implications.
ideas.
Yes.
Oh
Oh,
no!
yeah.
Oh no!
Let's get rid of the cleric for a minute. We need to have a discussion.
It's
Don't
just
you
really.
dare, I have an inside man now, and I point to Lachlan.
Oh
How about this first? Let us all sort of gather around right where she was standing,
All right.
so that when I bring her back, it's a little more difficult to sort of meander herself away.
All right.
no! She could just step right over me, honestly.
I was
Well, then
gonna
fine. You stand
say,
at the
she's
back on the
older.
opposite side of where.
Can I hold the light
You
thingy?
didn't answer my question.
What was your question?
Why did you want this? Why couldn't you wait?
It's so pretty.
Is that the only reason why you wanted it?
That's a reason to want something.
Do we have to do this now? I'd like to bring her back before she has a complete nervous breakdown.
All right.
Meanwhile, in the astral sea.
Yeah.
Ashlyn.
Once we're all situated, and Molfin is going to basically situate it so that Callista and Diana are sort of like shoulder to shoulder in front of Ashlyn's path.
Okay, sure.
Because
Riled,
if she wants to go backwards over the small folk, that's great. But
sure. And Riled, seeing the concern for Vix, stands behind Vix. Because he's much taller.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
and then Molfin's going to drop concentration and bring Ashlyn back.
All right, Ashlyn. Out of this gray, strange realm that you were there for 20 to 30 seconds, now you're standing back in that soft soil with fog around you. You can see all of your friends surrounding you.
So, you're in front of me. You're behind me. Okay, I'm gonna turn around and slap Uncle Molfin because I know he did it to me.
Okay. Okay, roll for an attack.
Unarmed strike, right?
How did this Friday night turn into just PvP? Like,
I'm
sorry.
It's
Because
funny
nobody
that-
let me murder the Nothic when we should have.
I know.
Character
I'm
flaw.
God, what do you think I was trying? 27.
27.
No,
Molfin,
is innocent.
is that going to hit you?
Nope, doesn't hit.
Doesn't it? I would say
7.
this would, you're just trying to slap him, right?
Yeah, not even like harm him, just like kind of like.
I was gonna
be
say,
like,
I didn't know
"Hey."
if you were like Kung Fu monk chopping this Molfin in
No,
the
no.
face, or just giving him like, okay, Molfin, you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. You are smacked
He'll
with
regenerate
a slap.
that.
I almost had an essential crisis back there.
Essential crisis.
Existential.
Essential crisis. That is such a move.
We do not need to chase after a stupid, spiny, one-eyed beast.
But
in
look,
this court.
He's not
Diana
stupid. He's adorable
wanted
and
it,
he's full of
and-
love.
Yes, I know, but Diana also wanted a strange man who stole her soul. And she's wanted many other things and strange green scaly beast dogs.
And apparently we're not allowed to have the things we want.
The one time that I sold my soul for a kiss, never ridiculous.
You did sell your soul, and
You sold your soul. Why?
No,
Yeah.
it was a manipulation.
kiss.
You had no
I
idea.
was tricked. I was tricked. In conclusion.
Suffice to say, is it really worth chasing after this beast?
only for Diana.
It's also been to our house.
He's my
And it also will not
buddy.
survive
I
this
need
place
you.
without us.
True.
Unless something captures it and wants to know where we live.
Diana, what's more
Also
important to you
true.
right now? Helping Ashlyn or helping the Nothic?
Helping Ashlyn.
We can come back and find it. It knows where we live. We'll deal with it later, but right now priority is Ashlyn. Right?
It's gonna kill us.
It won't. I won't
Yeah,
let it.
priority is Ashlyn.
Okay. So let's keep going. Okay?
Okay.
And I'll drop the light into Vix's hand. If you pull that shit again, I will murder you myself.
I didn't do anything. I grabbed the light.
Can I punch him?
I tell him in Draconic, I heard everything.
Oh God. Oh, no.
I'm gonna punch him. I'm
Okay.
gonna punch
Why?
Diana, make an attack roll.
Why?
him. Just like in
You
the
got your
shoulder.
light.
Take your punch like Molfin did.
This is
Yeah,
Yeah.
take your 1
No.
point of damage.
I didn't do anything.
Diana. This is an unarmed strike for you since you're punching. So I don't think clerics
No
are
proficiency.
proficient.
I guarantee she just
so-
got a nat 20
So
on me.
you're just gonna roll your
Yeah,
die.
he's laughing.
Did you roll nat 20?
God.
So, Vix, you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage
Oh.
as you get a sucker punch to the side of your small cobalt face.
And then I do bonus action healing word because I feel bad.
Aww, that's so
So
funny.
well.
Yeah.
And then she immediately apologizes and heals you.
I'm getting a lot of mixed emotions.
Welcome
That
to
was
our
the worst.
family. Welcome to our family.
I don't
You just
understand.
got haze. Welcome to the family.
Yep.
You said this light was very light, right?
Yeah.
Less than 5 pounds?
And it,
Wrist pocket. It's gone.
okay.
I put it in my secret space.
Yeah, you guys, is that a spell? So does that require like incantations and?
It's just a cantrip.
Okay, what? So is it like a vocal thing? You just say a word and then it just vanishes. I just want to.
Or is it just like the snap?
It's somatic. It's just like a snap.
Yep. You watch Vix just snaps his fingers and that light just goes and just vanishes. And now there's no more bright glow from it. And that light, it's a really bright light, and it's almost, I want to say like fluorescent in nature. Like it's a really white light. Like it's not amber or anything like that. It's a really bright white light that comes from this. But now it's just gone.
Well, then shall we continue on now that this is
I've
over?
already started walking into the
Molfin's gonna
direction
take
that we
up
were
following
going.
behind Callista again.
hmm
Ashlyn,
Yes.
I got the light.
Engage object.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Can Molfin hear her saying that?
Probably.
You're not. Yeah, that wasn't draconic, right? That was just pig Latin.
No, that's just Pig Latin.
Unless Vic said it in Draconic, and I would.
I'm only speaking to you in Draconic from now on.
Oh, okay. Then
Yeah.
I would say good job. I would say that in Pig Latin in
And in draconic, so both.
Oh wow.
I still wouldn't understand.
Okay.
Very good, very good. Muffin, do you understand draconic?
Nope.
Nope. okay.
Not actually. Do I? I don't know. Can't remember now. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think when languages were being discussed, I think I took Giant.
Yeah, I think you took
Yeah,
giant.
I think you took
Sounds about
giant.
right.
I think
That's why
Giant-
you
you
and
and
Diana can
Diana
speak
can
giant.
speak giant together. That's when you guys are doing your secret code. You guys always go to giant.
So we used to use primordial for me and Callista,
Yep.
and then Ashlyn started spying on us.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Ashlyn knows everything.
Ashley, yeah,
that's why.
Ashley knows
Ashley
everything
speaks
now.
every language.
Which is ironic because Ashley knows nothing.
All right, so you guys are continuing through the fog, heading towards the direction of
sir.
this dome. Okay. You eventually get to an area where you start to hear noises coming from ahead of you. You're not out of the fog yet, and the landscape has started to descend a little bit. Like you're starting to just, it's like kind of like when you're on the backside of a hill and you're starting to walk down the hill a little bit. That's what this feels like. It's not a drastic, like you're not plummeting down a cliff or anything. It's just a natural sloping hill of this soil. And you can hear noises, and it sounds like, in Callista and Molfen being up front to you with your passive like investigation and perception, sounds like incantations mixed with a little bit of rumbling earth, mixed with a little bit of bubbling liquid. Like those are the three main sounds that you hear coming from ahead of you.
How far ahead?
It's far enough that you guys can't see through the fog, but you're within earshot of this, so it's going to be the point where obviously these people are being loud because they're making these incantations. Definitely sounds like spells are being cast.
All right.
And it sounds
I'm
like
gonna-
it sounds to you like multiple people, maybe 4 to 6 individuals.
Can we hear the incantations at all?
You can pick out some of them if you'd like to make a check. I will call this perception, and what I'll do is either, since you guys are in the front, one of you can make it with advantage, because this is based off of hearing, not on sight, so the fog doesn't matter here.
I'll give him advantage because he's more arcane. Well, they are druids. Should I do it?
That's the question. Is are they? That's a hard part.
Mm,
Is we're not sure.
You take it. You
We
take
think
it. I'll
we
give.
know it's
I'll
a
give
druid
you advantage.
circle, but-
Yeah, I'll give
Okay.
you advantage then.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace then. After I give you advantage.
Oh no, chat's starting to speak in Pig Latin now.
Hell yeah!
Ashlyn, what have you done?
We're,
Okay,
we're
so-
bringing
oh,
back
okay.
Pig Latin on Friday
Yep.
nights, folks. It's great.
2021
Okay,
language
let's
of the
go.
year.
Yep.
That is a beautiful thing with that advantage. Thank you very much. That is a 24.
24, very nice.
Ooh.
Molfen,
Rolled a 6 and an 18.
Molfen, you can hear, most definitely, incantations. They are unfamiliar incantations to you, like you don't know the specifics, but you've heard Callista reciting similar incantations before. You've known her
Okay.
for so long now, you know what these sound like. Definitely druidic magic is happening ahead of you.
Yeah, so Molfen will explain that. You're correct on the druid
So they are.
race. As they
Yeah,
are
it's a
casting
druid
some
grove.
sort of-
I just didn't know how many they had, if it was all druids. But
No, whatever that noise is, they're summoning or creating something.
if
Question
it's,
is whether or not it's to deal with us.
it's gonna be high level magic we're gonna be dealing with then.
Molfin's sort of going to look back at the group a little bit. Is there cause for concern?
There might be. Yeah, there might be. I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace and mentally tell everybody to start being quiet if they can.
Ah!
Perfect.
Oh, he doesn't
Oh,
know.
Crap, did we not? We can
We
speak
don't-
to you in your mind.
Hello? Hello?
I cover his mouth.
Wait. I will pop into his ear, in his head, and be like, This is your conscience speaking.
Why does it sound like Diana?
I'm
And
sorry,
that's
this
everyone's
is your
conscience sounds like Diana.
speaking.
This is
This
true.
is your conscience speaking. It's a different voice now.
Oh,
So you
all right.
never should have taken. You never should have taken the light.
what?
Never.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I know everything. I am your conscience. I live inside of your head.
Everything?
Everything.
Callista,
Never should have taken the light.
Callista and Molfin, the incantations have stopped and things have gone abruptly quiet ahead of you.
Oh.
Molfin's going to look over at Callista then. But, perhaps it is best I separate myself.
What do you mean?
I can protect myself, but it will cut me off from everyone for a short while.
Okay. Just be
And
careful.
Molfin's going to start walking sort of the same sort of direction, but sort of skewed off to the left a little bit. And then once Molfin gets 10 feet away, he's casting a spell.
Okay.
I rolled a 28 stealth with
Alright.
the pass without a trace.
You guys can all go ahead and make stealth checks if you'd like to be stealthy with Callista.
16.
You have plus 10 due to pass without a trace, so you can add the 10.
26.
Here you go.
Hey,
36.
36. Nice.
I rolled a
I
3,
know
so
that I-
26.
26.
I am so thankful for that spell right now. That was a horrible roll.
I know that I have disadvantage because of my armor. However, I don't think that I can roll lower than a 1. So that's 11.
11? Okay. Okay.
Honey.
I actually have a 35.
35.
Oh yeah,
wrong.
reliable
Yes,
tell.
reliable
Yeah.
talent, yeah.
Okay, stealth. Okay, that's not horrible. 12.
12. Okay. Now you said you were going 10 feet and then casting a spell.
Yep.
What spell are you casting as you get 10 feet away from the group?
I'm actually going to whisper you something on roll 20.
Oh,
no.
Oh no.
Okay.
Because
Okay. Sure. Whispers.
He's secretly killing me.
Okay.
He wouldn't secretly do that.
That's fair.
Right?
That's fair.
Molfin's just on site. Molfin will murk you in broad daylight. I
Yeah.
don't know
So,
what murk
I have
is,
a
if I'm not
question.
allowed to say it.
Knowing what you just told me, Matthew, I have a question about. So, what did you roll on your stealth check? Was it a 2?
in the message.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. Gotcha. Okay.
Huh.
Okay, perfect. So, you guys are moving ahead, and I would assume maybe you guys are doing kind of like pass without a trace. You're trying to stick within 30 feet of Callista, but I imagine you're maybe splitting up just a little bit, like
Yeah,
fanning out.
spreading a little.
Kind of like if somebody's lost in the woods and you do like that.
Yeah.
What's that type of search?
Fan
called?
out.
Like is that what it's called? Just like-
Grid search.
Grid search.
Grid
You're
search.
kind of almost like starting to separate. Diana's armor is just clanking and just clanking. Like it just she's with her big heavy boots and stuff, like she's sinking into this soft soil and all that stuff, and it's
Yeah.
really making it hard for her to move along. It's, she's got the mace. It's just like clanking off of her shin down at the bottom, like the bottom. It's ching, ching, and she holds it still for a second and just stays put. Looks over at Callista. Looks over at the rest of the group, then takes another step and cling, cling,
Oh my god.
tries to hold it down. Molfin goes ahead and you would swear like this is the first time he's ever done this. He's being super loud with his incantations as he starts to cast a spell, and he's for some reason, I don't know, Molfin is not being himself right now. He's being super loud with these incantations. And Callista, you're the first to notice there is a silhouette of something starting to come towards you guys. It looks humanoid in shape, but it seems like it's just slowly stepping closer to you.
We got
It
company.
looks, and it starts to slowly kind of creep out of the fog just a little bit, and you can see a shape of what looks to be a turtle-like humanoid coming through the fog, wielding a staff, has it in both hands. It's just like heading right towards the sound of Diana's clanking armor.
Molfin's going to try to be even louder.
Okay, Calista, you
Start-
see his
start
head kind of
coughing
shift
and-
over towards the coughing and starts walking that way, and you see another humanoid shape silhouette start to appear through the fog.
Mm.
And it looks like another individual, but this one looks like a wood elf. It's hard to tell, but you can see female features. And also wielding a staff. Starts slowly heading in the direction of the coughing. Make a perception check for me, Callista.
Disadvantage or just straight roll because of my eyes?
Make it straight. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, Michael, I'm not sure if that would impact the surrounding area of me. The thing I sent you in
28.
chat.
Mm.
Because I don't know if the fog, or what the nature of the fog is.
True. That's a good point.
Because that is a 20-foot bubble.
Okay. For some reason, you guys all notice this. There's no fog going near Molfen right now. It's kind of like a 20-foot dome around Molfen is void of fog.
Okay. I know what's going on.
And these two individuals are walking right to it. It looks like they're trying to be quiet, but also just, to you, Callista, it looks like they're just kind of inspecting. And as you get a closer look, they are wearing very druidic armor,
Okay.
like a light leather. And you can also see that they have capes, like half capes, and they look to be that yellow color that you saw from those individuals that you saw with the king.
Do I recognize any like symbolage in terms of factions or?
The only symbolage you see is that cape. There is no like markings of Emerald Enclave or anything like that these individuals would have. They wear green. You guys would know that they wear green capes and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't seem to be any markings or anything, but you can definitely tell that it looks a lot
Okay.
similar to some of the things that you grew up with and knew about druids.
Mentally, I tell everybody to hold, and I'm going to make myself known to them. I'm going to intercept.
Okay, so you're going to head and cut
them off before they get to Molfen.
Okay. You come out of the fog, make yourself known, and immediately they both kind of turn towards you. The turtle is a little bit ahead of this wooden female, and you hold your hands up like this, and immediately they just, one kind of turns, the turtle turns the quarterstaff towards you and just looks.
In Druidic, I say, I'm here to speak.
Looks a little shocked at first. The turtle just pops his head up a little bit. In Druidic back. Speak of what?
We're on a mission. Sent from the king. But not really.
But not really.
But not really. We hold no loyalty to him.
Where does your loyalty lie?
His daughter, who he's forgotten.
What a shame. No father
We intend to
should
fix
forget his daughter.
Exactly.
The wood elf
Which
female comes closer now. And
Molfin's going to start making his way over, specifically aiming to, as he starts to intercept, keeping Callista out but managing to get the others within.
Okay. So, Callista, you watch as Molfin gets closer to you. There is a bubble clear of fog, and he now gets within like 20 feet of these guys, and they're surrounded in it. But you're not. And as that fog is cleared on the other side, you can see two other druid-like individuals wearing capes start to approach as well. It looks like one is a wood elf male, and the other one looks like a furbolg as they approach in.
Proper tribe.
And the female kind of looks and is like, what is this? What is happening? Who are you?
Wolfen's just going to turn and look at Callista.
No sudden movements. We're not here to fight. And I kind of mentally come forward slowly.
Okay. How did you get by the...
Diana will creep forward.
How did you get by the treants? How'd you make it to this ground?
You're not the only druids around here.
Can't hear your thoughts.
She's like creeping. She's like, shh.
Okay.
She's trying to sneak around. You guys hear clang, clang, clang.
I thought that she was telling us to come forward.
Yeah,
so
I did. I
was
tell
like,
you guys
"No."
to come forward, mentally, just no sudden
I
movements.
did good.
Yeah.
I go forward.
Yeah. All of a sudden, Diana comes in. Clang, 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 clang.
Molfin is just rubbing his temple the whole time.
Okay.
Ash didn't move in yet.
That's fair.
Ashlyn won't move in yet?
No.
Okay. All right.
I also will not move in yet.
Okay.
That's fine.
Lachlan?
I'm swaggering out of the fog, trying to look cool.
He's like, coming in like Conor McGregor from the UFC. and out of the fog. Yeah, it's awesome. And you guys make your way. Some of you still hidden in the fog. So, the turtle looks confused for a moment. So, you come here to help the king with his domestic... I'm just really confused.
I understand. We're confused too. What do you know of wishes?
I know that is extremely powerful.
And dangerous magic?
It can be very dangerous, of course.
I think that's what we're dealing with here.
You mean here, on this ground?
I mean, in general. I don't know what the wish... The wish must have had consequences, whether that is in regards to here or just him in general. I'm not sure. That's what we're trying to investigate.
Perhaps you need to speak with Parik.
Peric.
He is the arch druid of the tall tree druids here. I can take you there. It just take a moment to get to the Dome of Many Vines.
I would appreciate that.
Right. And kind of looks at the other druids that are standing around. They kind of all just give like a nod, and it seems like they're definitely not hostile to you, but they're not letting their guard down. They don't know who you guys are. They're just
Well, that's
come
just
in,
druids in general.
Yeah.
They don't like
They
outsiders.
don't-
And
yeah.
Callista's like well aware of that. That's why she's like telling her team, be like, no sudden movements. These people are going to be sketchy.
It definitely helped that you led the conversation. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Knowing druidic and just your druidic persona and everything that you know will definitely help you here.
Okay.
So they lead you past where you can see two other druids are... It looks like they're doing some type of druid crafting in this pit. They're creating mud and then hardening it and soliding and making it solid, it looks as if they're filling in some type of ruin. They're covering it up with their druidic magic. And after you guys go down and you witness that, it seems like these druids come over and move over to the other group, and you've got these 6 druids together, and they lead you up a steady incline a little bit of this dirt and soil, and you approach, you can start to see the dome. And as you get closer to the dome, you realize that the fog doesn't penetrate an area around the dome. There's an opening of fog, and you guys pass through this area, and you just make your way into an area that seems to be protected against whatever has happened here. And the minute you step into that, you step in lush green grass.
I kind of just smirk at my dad.
He's just looking around in amazement right now as he steps through, and he almost loses his breath. He's just looking around. Those vines that are making up the dome it makes up almost a solid structure. They're ahead of you. And there is greenery coming from the vines. Like there's little branches sticking out with little leaves that poke out too. So it's like in this area, life happens despite what you guys have witnessed so far.
I feel like the group would notice that probably both Riled and Callista look considerably more relaxed in this place.
And they would probably also know that everywhere Molfen sees somebody chanting or doing anything that looks remotely magical, Molfen is sliding away from those people.
Yeah, try not to
Sort
draw
of-
attention to your stuff. Yeah.
To
dome,
what I'm doing.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good idea.
So you make your way into there following the druids. Of course the druids know there's something up with you because you were the only one that wasn't surrounded by fog the whole time that you were walking here. So they're definitely, they definitely know something's going on there, but you're Molfen. There's a lot going on there in general with the full shroud and the hand and stuff that you... do you have a glove on, or are you just kind of walking around? Okay.
Molfen left the glove in the swamps of the...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you
Evergreen.
tossed the glove. The gloves were off.
Right, you did that.
Yeah. And you guys make your way into this dome. Lush green grass beneath their feet as they enter this dome-like area. And then you can see within it is that dome of interlocking vines that seems to grow out from the ground. The druids continue to lead you on, and you can see there are other druids present here as well inside this safe area. It looks like some are just standing around having conversations. Looks like some are taking a break. Looks like some are sipping out of a water skin and things of that nature. It looks like some of them are sitting down on what looks to be like a fallen log over on the side edge of this dome, and one of them's kind of like wiping some sweat off of its face with a dirty rag, and things of that nature. It looks like they've been working pretty extensively here. One of the turtle druid leads you up to that dome and points towards the dome with the staff and recites some druidic incantations, and you watch the dome seems to open and separate in that spot. The vines kind of peel back and open and allow you guys to enter. It seems like this dome is completely closed normally, and they open it with their druidic magic. And you start to move into the dome and see that there are many other smaller vine-like domes inside. There are also what look to be trees that grow up within the dome, and it looks like the vines kind of separate from the trees that make up this dome. It seems like the vines go into the ground and out of the ground, but also out of the treetops as it seems to move around. There are small campfires and little lights within that seem to illuminate some of the area, but there's a very dim light here as you walk into this space. Is there anything anybody wanted to do or say, or while you guys are making this little trek here, or just kind of follow and continue on?
I'm often just making sure to stay just a little ways back from that front druid.
Okay.
As in just making sure that I keep him out of range.
Okay.
Can I tell how many? Because I'm assuming like this druid grove is more than one person casting the spell. Can I tell how big this goes?
It seems to be vast, and from your knowledge of Druid Grove, it seems like possibly you would know that druids, as long as they have the components or in touch with their druidic magic, they can combine their spells together to make an area of effect possibly bigger. You have the hunch that maybe some of these druids work together on this.
Yeah.
And make it a lot larger than what your normal 6th level spell would be.
Yeah, can I tell like how far out this goes? Like if it's is there a way to like quantify a multiplier almost, or is that not possible?
Imagine, I would say, a dome that would probably encompass a football field.
Okay.
Is the size
Wow.
of this place.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. It's very
Okay.
large.
Gotcha.
And it seems like there are several druids within here, and they all have, it's almost like they have these little dome-like vine huts within this center dome.
Wow.
So it's kind of almost like a little town or village within this dome set here.
Incredible.
So it's,
Alright.
it's really unlike anything. I mean, you've seen druid groves before, but it's really a lot more immense and a lot different than what you've experienced before in the past. And this is also a part where it's interesting. You do notice, Callista, as you're looking around, there are some birds that fly among the canopy inside this dome. Small songbirds seem to chirp and then fly across, and then kind of tuck themselves within the vines, and then move around. It's quite interesting.
Okay. She has a little thought to herself, but doesn't say anything.
So the turtle leads you up to what looks to be the largest of these inside domes. Centralized to the large dome. So you got the large dome and then a bigger dome than the rest here in the center.
Mm-hmm.
And there's somebody standing outside of it, and the turtle leads up to them. And it's a very attractive male wood elf.
Oh no.
Who's standing
I
there.
glance at Diana knowingly.
Oh no.
Diana taken. She can't do anything.
I mean, Diana can do whatever she wants.
I mean, we're talking about like a darker tan of a skin, like somebody who got a really nice suntan for on their summer vacation. Very nice, smooth skin complexion, sharp, chiseled cheekbones. Very, very good-looking individual, but also you can tell by the look of their hands that they are a hard worker. Like, this is somebody who puts a lot of effort in. There's some areas of the hands that might even be calloused. And for an elf, that means that they've been working extensively. They have this very intricate-looking brown and green, earth-toned leather armors that seem to strap tightly around what looks to be a relatively muscular figure. And a yellow half cape as well. And even though the armor is quite intricate, there's no other like markings that would say this person is like higher up in authority than any of the other ones. It just seems as if this is who you're being brought to. And the turtle kind of looks and says to this individual, "Peric, it seems that we have some guests." And just does a quick bow like this. and then just starts to slowly back away. And you guys are kind of standing in the front as this individual looks towards all of you. I guess.
Question to the players.
Sure.
Do I still have a Galvin around?
Yeah, you're still.
I do? Okay.
Obviously, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's been
Okay.
a while since you talked to him, but
It has been a while.
Do I still have question to the party? Am I single? It's like
Oh
this
my
guy though.
god.
I'm about to stick
Oh
Diane
my
through a wall so I
God.
can just
Question to the party.
Nicholas
Am I
and they
single?
are in an open relationship.
Galvin like hasn't reached out to me though. So
I mean, is he alive still?
The last time I think
He's dead.
I think Galvin was
He's dead.
busy working on turning Nightstone into a
Farm,
farm.
oh
Yeah.
fine, he was being all altruistic and shit. Oh fine, okay. Okay.
No, wait.
All
Plot
right.
twist. This guy
No,
is gay.
He's helping impoverished children right now.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay,
You better
fine.
hit this so Diana can't.
No, no, I
Um,
If
no.
you don't hit it, Lachlan's gonna have to do it.
I mean,
Yeah.
Wolfman's married.
Lachlan's
Take
overdue.
one for the
so-
team.
Risk it all.
but he just looks at you. He looks suspicious to you. Like he doesn't recognize any of you, and he doesn't understand what you're doing here. But looks to you and welcome. My name is Peric, Archdruid of the Tall Trees Druids. What brings you here?
It's a long story. Do you have somewhere we could sit down and discuss this?
Of course. And he takes a staff and points it towards his dome, and it does something similar. It opens. And
Can Molfin step up as he sees him starting to point the staff?
oh, you want to try to stop it?
Yeah.
Anti-magic field makes all magic kind of null and void, right?
Unless it is a deity or an artifact.
Okay. Yeah, so he
Right.
points the staff towards the door.
And then it'll just take a step back.
He looks at the top of the staff. Then goes back and does it again.
And it
And it works this time and opens up. And you guys hear him under his breath just go, huh. He looks deep in thought and then gestures towards all of you. Please, after you.
I'm gonna gesture for Ashlyn to sit beside me.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. You guys do enter, but you do notice that behind you, the turtle and the furbog also enter behind you. It seems like they're going to give you some privacy, but they're not going to let you just be around the Archdruid by yourselves. Brand new people, they don't even know who you are, and you come in. So it looks like so they enter as well, and then the vines kind of close behind you. You can see it's a lit chamber. There is a little bit of a cooking fire on the inside. That's the smoke kind of seems to go up towards the vines and then just dissipate in between the vines and out the top of the dome a little bit. And
Is it a magic fire?
it is, thankfully. As
Okay.
Molfin gets close to it, it does not go out. So he comes in.
And then Molfin's just gonna hover up next to the other two, staying a little ways away from the druid, but making sure to keep these other two people.
Okay, sure. So it seems like he goes and sits on what looks to be a simple wooden chair that's covered in a little bit of furs, and he just sits down on it. And is anyone need anything to drink?
Is he speaking common?
He is speaking common, yes.
Okay.
I can put on some tea if you'd like.
Sure, that would be nice.
Okay, and you see him.
Yes, absolutely.
He stands up and goes over to like a wooden chest over in the corner. He opens it up and starts getting some different things and materials out. You see him go over to a shelf that's over on the side, and he pulls some materials for making and boiling water and things of that nature. And you see him. He just goes like this over top of one of the pots, And where there was no water, there's now water inside the pot. And he goes and he clips it on top of the fire and then sits back down into the chair.
As an archdruid, this is incredible. Oh, Callista's mind is blown right now.
Diana looks at Ashlyn. It's kind of like
Yeah.
that knowing
Yeah.
friend look. In wait, he's elven. Never mind, I can't say it in elven. Never mind.
Okay, no.
Yeah, he
You
would,
can say it in
he would
giant.
probably understand you if you said it in Elven.
I say it in giant. I'm like, girl,
You
he
can
cute.
say it telepathically.
I say it telepathically. I'm like, girl, he cute.
Okay, I tell you telepathically that you can say stuff to me telepathically because I see you looking at me.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. I forgot that we were all mentally connected.
Yeah.
Cool.
What did you want to say to me?
Oh, just that he's cute.
Oh, oh yeah.
And
Oh,
I'd share
definitely.
that. Had
Yeah,
to
yeah,
put you onto that.
yeah.
Best friend things.
I'm sorry, I don't know how
Best
this works.
friends?
Do we all hear this conversation, or is
Yeah.
it just
Yeah,
them?
this is
I
the group
think,
We
chat.
all
I think
hear
they're
it.
talking
Alright.
through the group chat, so as everybody
So you
can
said-
see it, everybody can
You
hear
said
it.
you think he's cute?
Let's take a vote.
He's incredibly powerful, I'll tell you that much.
I will say out loud in Druidic, my best friend is Diana, and she is the best ever.
You're very attractive, and my whole group is distracted by your beauty.
He looks down, one eyebrow raises from to Kobold. And I was wondering why the pause in conversation and the stares.
Apparently, they're swooning in my head right now. I just...
Yep. Oh, cat.
You are. You can perceive this.
Yeah, I mean, you are attractive. I'm not saying you're not. It's just.
I'm flattered.
homo, but-
I'm flattered. You are all in a very, very dangerous place. You do realize this, correct?
It's what we do.
The place is here with us.
Did you just happen to?
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah.
Is the place
Yeah.
dangerous? Are we in a
The
dangerous
danger
place? or
kind of
did
finds
you
us
just
where
get
we
in?
go. It
Did-
doesn't really matter.
Did you just stumble upon this? I'm perplexed. Please, I'm very confused
well, we
right now.
stumbled upon the king's domain,
The king.
and then he led us here. Yes.
So you're here for the king.
Not exactly. We're here for his daughter, but he can't remember her. So we're trying to figure that
Well,
out.
I assure you, the king's daughter is not here.
No, she's right here, and I point to Ashlyn.
Technically, she is.
Yeah.
You are the king's daughter.
Yes. We hope. I mean, yes.
You
and
are.
you came
I know.
here to get her, and then to go back to the king?
No, we're here investigating why the king has no memory of having a daughter. Him and his wife have no recollection of her at all.
Well,
And if I'm not mistaken, Ashlyn, they weren't always king and queen. At least not when you remember them.
They never said as such.
I have a theory that a wish is involved somehow, and that there were consequences to that wish. And that's why we're here.
Unless I'm really princess and they just wanted me to have a normal upbringing.
Why wouldn't they? Why would
I'm
they
kidding,
protect
I'm not a princess.
Technically, you
Technically,
are.
you are. Your
Well-
parents are king and queen, so
I really have no logic for this.
No
Ashlyn's
logic, just
Ashlyn's
magic.
a princess champion of the Gleaming Blade.
Oh, she's warrior princess.
Warrior princess. That's right.
That's pretty awesome.
Peric looks at all of you and says, well, I am hoping for good news coming back. I did send some emissaries to speak with the king. It
Yeah, it didn't go well.
Oh, you've heard?
We were there, yeah.
You witnessed?
Well, he was there.
He was
He
there.
watched.
You watched?
Yes, yes, I watched your emissaries threaten war with the king. He was not planning on stopping.
The king is stubborn. Since he's become the master and the king of that realm, it seems that he is obsessed with this area. And I think is the cause of all the recent trouble that we've been having.
What trouble have you been having?
Well, at one point in time, we did have this place under control. More of the area looked as you saw when you entered our safe zone. The grasses were beginning to grow. Trees were beginning to sprout. The wildlife beginning to return. We had it under wraps until the king started sending all of his poachers along. It seems the closer they draw in, the undead scourgers keep on coming and rising out of the dark soils. Shadows seem to just emulate out there and try to drag you within the dirt. Try to drag you below the soil. Back into the pit that used to be Hellgate Keep. It seems the closer the king gets, the tighter and tighter the grip this terrible place has on all that we've worked for. All that we've protected all this time over the last century is being wiped out.
Is that how long he's been king? Oops, sorry.
No, go ahead. You go ahead. So how long?
Is that how long he's been king? A century?
No. It's been... I don't know the exact moment that he became king. I only know the moment that he started involving himself into this area.
Hmm.
But it's been about a year. And it's rapid. I mean, I'm powerful,
Yes, you are.
but I cannot combat this. Even all of us together, and he kind of gestures to all the other druids. This is immense.
Yeah.
We've been trying our best to bury this place, to cover it up. Cover it up with so much soil that it would never be able to unearth itself again. That maybe nature would take root once more and stomp all of this nonsense out of the earth, out of the ground itself. It was working. I saw it for myself. But we grow weary.
I mean, I think the reason it might not be working might be that you're just making more darkness for the shadows to come out. Like, covering it up, well, you need to light it up. Why would you make more darkness?
That has an element
To
of
cover
truth
up
to it,
shadows.
In my opinion.
Malvern is going to look at the two of them.
Okay.
And because I can't do it quiet, will literally look at the two of them and say, please tell me the two of you are not telling the leader of a group of druids to burn something to the ground.
No!
No, I'm not saying burn anything to the ground. I'm just
As a
saying-
professional user of shadows, I'm just saying that there's, like, to get rid of shadows, you don't just turn off the lights.
Yeah, and I'm saying, as a cleric of light and Ilmater, that light, it doesn't have to be fire, it can just be light.
Like, ball.
Molfen is going to
Light!
lean towards the cooking fire a little bit and put his hand next to it and show the shadow dancing on the ground.
Uh-huh.
So he moves his fingers, then back away towards the wall and sort of turn and try to like pull his robes to block his hand and go like this and show no shadow on the wall.
But
I've
the
removed
shadow
the light,
can never touch the light.
But with no light, there can be no shadow.
Or is all of the darkness one big shadow?
Exactly.
What?
Perhaps
This is pretty heavy.
time
This is
for
real
an
deep.
essential conversation.
Oh, let me put my
Whatever
ball
it says
away.
Right now, I am co-signing.
Do you see the druid? He takes the pot of water off the fire. He's kind of going back and forth between this conversation. He's not really putting two and two together with the he gets that you guys are trying to be deep, but you can tell that he doesn't understand where you guys are going with this. So he's just going back and
Yeah.
forth. And he looks like
Where are we?
he
going with
starts
this?
We're not.
you guys watch as he starts to just take his hand and kind of gesture over the ground near him, and these roots kind of start to slowly grow out of the ground around him, and they go and they start to grab teacups from around the room, and he picks up the tea kettle and begins to pour these cups while these roots are sticking out of the ground like vines, and they're holding the teacups while he's pouring them. And then after he pours one, each one of the roots kind of grows a little bit longer and holds itself out to each one of you to take from the root.
It doesn't get within 10 feet of me.
Oh right, so you got still got the anti-magic field up? Okay.
No, I'm keeping it for the full hour.
Yeah, so as it gets closer to you, it just kind of disappears, and then the
Wouldn't fire go out?
teacup falls onto the ground. I imagine you're trying to stay out of the 10-foot fire range, right?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
trying. Basically, if
Okay.
it didn't go dark because that's a larger radius, it's anything within 30 feet. Yeah, Molfin's trying to stay for the most part away,
on
but
the
he's
edge.
definitely keeping,
Okay.
Turtle Boy and the other one, as
Covered,
close
okay.
to me as possible,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I can try to keep them in just in case something pops off.
Yeah, he tries to get that tea to you, but it seems that this is a magical effect that he's trying to use to get the tea to you. So once the tea hits that 10-foot border, the root just kind of disappears and your teacup falls to the ground and spills onto the surface. And he just looks strangely at it and peculiar.
Performance issues. 1 in 5, I've heard.
Oh man.
I will never not laugh at a performance issues joke in any piece of media. I love that joke.
Thank you so much for the follow, Weretag. We appreciate it. Welcome to the adventure. But yeah, you guys, most of you have your tea in your hand. Smells quite good.
What do you know of the crystal shard?
I know it was used to destroy this place.
Do you know where it came from?
I do not.
Is it still in the keep? Is that what's causing the problems?
There was no sign of it. And honestly, if it is there, we hope it stays buried forever.
But just because you cover a wound doesn't mean it doesn't get infected.
Right.
That's what I was going for. Yeah.
Indeed. Has to be healed properly.
Yeah.
Speaking as a
You,
healer.
you have to remove the
The
invading.
infection. Yeah.
Sword.
If you kill somebody and try to hide the body, somebody's always gonna find.
The
True.
While I don't know much of its history, I do know that the Harpers took credit for the destruction of this place and the end of the torment over a century ago.
I had a question, but now I don't know my question anymore.
If the Harpers destroyed this place, why wouldn't they take the crystal shard with them?
I'm not certain. Perhaps the shard was destroyed in the explosion.
But we've
Can I
been sent on a
insight check
quest.
this guy?
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Is he trying to like protect us?
My question is, why is it so like terrible if the king were to get the shard? Like, what does it? Like, any extra additional knowledge you can
23
provide for us,
insight.
Mr. Cleric Man?
23?
I mean, Druid Man.
He looks at you, Diana, and says, a device powerful enough to destroy an entire place like this? I don't think that should be in the hands of any individual, to be honest. And that's when you really pick up the insight, Callista.
Fair point. Fair point.
He's lying. He knows exactly what it is. And you have the instinct burning inside of you. You think he's seen it.
In Druidic, you know where it is. You've seen it. Are you scared?
In Druidic, he looks at you. Of course I am.
Can I inside check that?
Yeah, you know Druidic, because you
Ooh, 28.
Ooh, honey.
18 plus 10.
He is being honest with that statement.
Okay. He's scared. He's not just trying to keep it for himself then. Okay.
Malphite's gonna look at everybody else. Would somebody please try to translate?
No, I wouldn't even let on that I was inside checking him. I would just be like questioning him, but not like saying that I know what they're saying.
And he looks at you in Druidic and says,
Oh.
Not you, Ashlyn. He's looking, because he doesn't know, like, you understand the language.
Yeah.
He looks at Callista and says, something this powerful. It shouldn't be in the hands of anyone.
What if I can guarantee you that the king won't have his hands on it? Because there's a good possibility this thing can help us fix the wish, whatever the wish did. We have no intention of letting the king spread his bullshit further. Me especially. I'm here for her. And we need that thing. And if anyone's going to protect it from doing more damage, it's us.
Why you?
We have a long laundry list. And I'm going to pull out the Waterdeep This is just to name a few.
He looks it over.
And I'm including the one with Molfin.
Okay, you're including the one
Because I know Molfin would... Yeah. I'm making a point.
Okay. Okay.
These are our credentials. This is our work history.
Yeah.
Basically.
I'm a new hire.
I'm a new hire.
He's still in training.
Make a persuasion check, Callista.
Oh, honey. Where's my persuasion? Okay, it's not a negative anymore. Okay, 18.
18.
Yeah.
He looks at all of you now, and it's almost like he stops. He's stopping talk. He's not talking druidic anymore. He's opening up to everybody. What assurance that I have that no individual of evil intentions will claim this artifact for themselves.
Our assurance is no one outside this group will touch it.
And how am I to be assured that those in this group, other than your credentials, and he holds up the Waterdeep Gazette, how can I be assured that none of you will have evil intentions?
Because
We're family.
would that part. Also, would a cleric of Ilmater and another disciple of Ilmater, and I gestured to Lachlan, couldn't just involve themselves with anything malicious in any sort of way?
What about collateral?
I don't know what an Ilmater is, but I agree with her statement.
That's why he's in training.
I've had the same training as you. I maintain the balance. And I will keep my family safe. That's my assurance.
He looks at the turtle and the furball that's in the place with you. Just gives a slight head nod. And you watch the furball and the turtle go to the edge of the dome. They try to use their staff. They look back at the archdruid with confused looks. And the furball like
Molfin
hits the edge twice.
Molfin will get up and walk away from them.
All right. And as you walk away, you watch the roots go. And they seem to just, it seems like they got the gesture, okay, you guys need to go. And they walk out. It seems like they were starting to get really confused when you guys started talking about all this stuff. But you could tell they could understand what you were saying, Callista. And they make their way out, and then the roots kind of close behind you.
Well, we'll walk back over and sit back down in his seat.
As you walked away from him, half of the fires seemed to start to go out, and then you moved back away, and it rekindled itself with a magical flame.
They were like embers, and then...
yeah, back up.
Great.
But
Yeah.
Oh, Calcifer!
but he looks at Diana from what she said. Can definitely tell you're a cleric from your vestiges things. And looking around and seeing Vix kind of like chiming in, not really knowing what an Ilmater is, but he's all in for it. I don't know what it is about you all, but Maliki has found favor in all of you. I'm not sure why, but I sense it. I feel it. And perhaps you're right. Perhaps removing this artifact of great evil from this location will help to bring sanctification and peace to this area. And perhaps the grass will grow once again, and the greenery will return. I keep it hidden. We will have to go to the tower to claim it.
Is it dangerous to get to?
No.
Okay.
Can I insight check that?
Sure. You may.
Let's see whether or not he's setting us up for something.
I have one more request. It's nothing crazy, I swear.
He's
Do
being
you want
honest.
a candle?
He's being honest, yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
Natural one. Oh, boy.
Oh.
I trust him. I'm gonna.
Yep.
Artifact of Great Evil. Moffin's looking for the door.
Where?
You guys watch Molfin go up and take his staff and like hit the.
I don't have a staff anymore.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Get the dagger
My
out.
dad has it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, your dad has it. Yeah. Somebody was going to say something. Vix was.
I just had one more request before we leave.
Yes. What is it?
Could you just like flex?
Flex?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, go like this. Where's the beach ball? Was it this big? Did it go over there?
Wow, that you're impressive too.
Vix,
Amazing.
make a persuasion check.
Oh
Alright.
my gosh.
All right, hold on. I gotta grab the modifier.
I shove a kobold in a bag of holding.
Oh wait, that's a D12, not a D20. Whoops. 16.
Tell me, Vix, was it?
Yes.
Tell me, what will this do for you?
Oh, it'll do a lot. It'll really, get me all ready to go.
Okay.
It would get my friends ready to go too.
There it is.
With a 16, he goes like this. He looks at you. He's still suspiciously looking at you. He's not really sure what you're pulling, but he goes, just once.
Just once.
And he slowly like brings up his arms and gives a good flex. And you can see like the leather armor tightening around the muscular structure of his upper body. You really get the defined glimpse of, there definitely some abs there. Nice clean cut abs. Getting a good view. And then he quickly like brings his arms down and is like, that was it. That was the one time.
That's all I wanted. I'll never forget this moment.
Muffin walks over and is going to pick Diana up off the floor.
Prestidigitation the drool.
I pour all my candles into Vix's bag.
Yes! This is the best day!
Muffin's going to James
Amazing.
Brown, throwing like a blanket over Diana. Oh, it's okay.
Oh, wow.
That's so freaking good.
Yeah.
So
Zoss, your lips are moving, but I can't hear you.
I said that my cat stole pizza crust from me while that was happening.
Oh no!
It's fine.
see,
Like,
the cat took advantage of that distraction.
Had advantage.
That did had advantage of
Yeah.
that sleight of hand. Sleight of the
cat
cat.
rolled at 20. I don't know what to tell you.
Haha, cat Tony.
He begins to walk over towards the area that he entered the dome, and he uses his staff. Mofin, are you standing in range of this, or are you standing out of range of this? As he begins to...
as he starts walking over, he'll probably notice Molfen will get up and move away from him.
Your passive insight tells you that he's got like out of the corner of his eye, he's kind of watching what's going on with you because of what has been occurring this whole time. And he casts his spell, and you can see that the doorway to this place opens. He leads past, gives one nod past the turtle and the furbog that were standing kind of outside now. Still near his dome, but not close enough within earshot or anything like that they'd be being suspicious. They seem to be respectful towards him and trust him. So they're allowing him to do what he does. He starts leading you himself out through this small vine-domed village of these druids. You guys are passing many of them.
As we're walking away, Molfin's going to call over at the turtle who's trying to get out from beside him.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry, I'm sure you'll get better with practice.
He just looks at you confused and just casts a glance back at the furbog, and furbog's just like, and you continue to make your way. The archdruid Peric takes you guys to the entryway to this massive dome, and he uses the staff to open up the massive dome. One thing that you did notice is he did grab something on the way out, which to you guys would be, especially Callista, to you would be kind of suspicious. But he did grab what looked to be a large shield that was sitting leaning up against the inside of one of his shelves at the dome. And it's made of metal. And not a lot of druids.
Jamie's so happy right now.
Not a lot of druids like to use metal. They like to use wooden implements. This definitely isn't a druidic looking shield. It definitely looks more like something that a cleric might wield. It's silvery metallic. It's also golden in some places. It definitely doesn't look like something that a druid would normally carry, but he seems to have it, and it doesn't seem as if the rest of the druids seem to care here. But you notice that sometimes it's culturally like a taboo thing for a druid to have something that that is metal or man-made by a forge or something like that. But he seems to carry it, and it doesn't seem to bother him, and it doesn't seem to bother the rest of the druids. So it may be just something.
Doesn't bother Callista either, because she's not really a conventional druid anyway.
True,
So,
and depending on the type of druid, some druids don't care.
I think Callista.
Some take the helmet off,
Yeah, right.
Because Callista's dealt with other druid circles, like in her training, so she knows of the taboo, and probably her previous circle would never touch metal, but Callista don't care. So it's an interesting note.
Yeah, it's just an interesting
probably
note.
Makes Jamie super happy.
Bro, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna telepathically say to Diana, he's a rebel too.
Bad boy. He's a bad boy druid.
Oh my god.
Rebel.
Oh my god, he's a bad boy. Oh my god.
And
not again.
Callista, maybe something on your insight might tell you too with this is perhaps this is one of those things where this place has been very difficult, and to have any kind of advantage here would be a positive, even if it means doing something outside of something you're comfortable with. Sometimes
I can respect that.
It might have something to do with that.
It's not like we haven't done that before.
Right. Never, right?
Never. No, I don't know what it sounds like at all. No,
There's
I
like the
can't
flashbacks.
relate.
all the
Flashback, all the
montage.
Flashback.
So you guys make your way out, and he's leading you towards what, Callista, you were able to see a tower that was beyond this dome.
Yeah.
It looks like it's been here for a long time. And it looks like that maybe it was one of the original outer wall towers of the keep that was here, that was outside of the radius of the explosion. He's leading you there, but you notice that the tower that he's leading you to is going to take you out of this Druid Grove area and back into the fog a little bit. Not too far, but just a little bit out of the radius of this safe zone. So to
Safe
speak.
zone. Yeah.
So, is there anything that you guys want to do or say? Because he's kind of just silently leading you there at this moment.
How long has it been since we initially met them?
Probably that conversation took probably the whatever amount of time we just had that conversation. So it'd have been probably about that same amount of time, give or take 5 minutes. How long does your spell last?
An hour.
Okay, you probably still have about 15 minutes left on that spell.
Now then, as Molfin starts to see us heading back towards the mist, I'll just sort of look at everyone around. Like, if you stay within about 10 feet of me, the mist will not touch you.
All right.
You were saying that telepathically, right?
Nope, I can't.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because you got rid of it. Yeah, telepathic bond is. Oh, yeah, then all that telepathic conversation. Oh, you're just out.
wait.
All of them can.
You can, just Molfin can.
Oh,
Right.
he's got a jamming field. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it's jamming his sensors.
Yeah.
So I'm
Cool,
not
cool,
hearing
cool.
anything you guys are whispering back.
Oh.
Has a signal jammer.
True.
So we were just speaking for him when we were telling him that he was tracking. You know,
Oh, okay.
Molfin was saying it, just not actually.
Not. Yeah. Okay. So you guys.
Mr. Druid Man, I had a question.
Yes, it's
Peric.
it's Peric.
Peric. Hello, Peric.
Pearpeck.
Peric.
Wow.
Oh, you got a nickname already.
Peric, I was just wondering if you remember our conversation about bringing light into darkness to eliminate shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have this spell. I wouldn't be able to cast it today, and it takes 24 hours to cast, but it's called Hallow, and one of the abilities in it is to create like a just area that is pure light and is like sanctified. I was wondering if you would maybe, if that's something that could help with your situation, maybe we could see if that would do anything for your forest.
At this point, I don't see how it could hurt. Does it?
Yeah. I mean,
does it last for an extended amount of time? I'm unfamiliar with this divine essence of.
It lasts until I dispel it, or maybe until I die. I don't know, but it lasts for forever.
You can
Until dispelled.
You can do this with. You can do this with permanence.
Yeah, it lasts until I dispel it. So unless I'm like somewhere in the world and I'm like, oh, I don't want to maintain that anymore. But I mean,
but also probably others with magical prowess could probably also dispel.
They could dispel it. Yes, it is dispellable, but until dispelled, it remains.
Try.
It sure beats the massive time that we have to put into our rituals to create our safe zones. Unfortunately, our druidic circles don't maintain permanence unless we can continue the rituals.
Right.
It does take 24 hours, so I could either just do it straight for one entire time or split it up into a few days, but...
Well,
Panda, how come you never hallowed our house?
Well, if you...
Yeah, why haven't you all in our house yet?
Because she doesn't care about us. She cares about Parapex.
I care about Parapex too.
There it is.
This is the Parapex fan club.
They're all gonna have T-shirts made after this.
Oh no.
Yeah, so he kind of looks at you and he's like, well, I mean, after I get this artifact into your hands, perhaps you guys are all welcome to stay for an extended period of time if you would like.
Cool. Then I can do that.
We can squirrel it away and put it somewhere safe.
Can't do it right after we get the relic. We're going back to my dad. right?
No, we're setting it into the. It will go into the chest.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we're gonna go tell my dad about it, right? We're not gonna stay
Well-
here for another day.
We have to. I would prefer to sleep, as
Okay.
to be safe. That battle did take a bit out of us.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty shot.
Okay. All right.
You guys are walking now into the fog, and you're starting to approach this keep-like tower. It does look very old. Some of the structure looks cracked in some places, and some of it even at the top where there used to be battlements. It looks like some of them may have cracked and peeled away, maybe from the aftershocks of this explosion. I'm going to take you guys over just to give you an idea of the immensity of this explosion. This is not how this place looks current day, but this is how it looked in Roll20 if you're on there. This is how it looked immediately after the dust settled. It was a massive triangular pit.
Ooh.
Oh.
The keep used to be on the top of that plateau. And when the shard exploded, this is what was left over.
Bloody hell.
Just to give you guys an idea of what the immensity and what happened. Basically, this thing was just magic nuke.
Wow.
And those towers that you see around it were just leftover towers that were an outer wall previously. And the rest of the wall just completely either exploded, was turned to shrapnel and rock and just little bits of stone. Some of it was probably even disintegrated during all this. And that's basically what was left behind. As you guys walk a little bit farther, you notice the archmage kind of goes like, or the archdruid kind of goes like this and just holds his head for a second. And you guys all immediately start to feel like what feels like a massive headache. And it feels like the shockwave is sent through your brain. And actually, no. It only happens to the archmage. It doesn't happen to you guys.
Huh.
And because he's currently standing outside of Molfin's range.
Oh, I'm standing outside the range too.
Are you? Then you also feel.
I don't want to go into the
something.
anti-magic.
Something. Is anybody else outside of the anti-magic field? No, everybody else is
Molfen.
safe. Okay. So you feel
mean, I
something rack
guess-
your brain, and you immediately take 7 points of psychic damage, Callista.
Ooh.
And the archmage kind of stumbles for just a second. And is like,
What was that?
just walk through a wild magic zone.
Ah.
They shift from time to time. It's hard to tell when they're coming and when they're not.
All right. I'm gonna grab him and start pulling him into the anti-magic zone now that I know that.
Yeah, and he...
Druids.
And as he pulls back, he's like, I apologize for not saying something sooner. I should have mentioned it.
I did ask if it was dangerous. Just putting that out there.
Normally, this close to our grove, we're relatively safe, but anywhere outside of that bubble, you never know when some kind of magical aura could show up. You got to be careful here because of the nature of the destruction of this place. There are areas where magic doesn't even work at all. We call them...
Like in this 10-foot zone right here, this little bubble I've created.
Exactly. It's called a dead magic zone. But in that dead magic zone, not even this bubble will be able to help you. Because the bubble will not exist. Your items that you carry, the ones that are covered in arcane runes, will no longer help you.
Hmm.
So you need to be careful where you tread. So he starts to lead you guys on. He's going a little slower to make sure he stays in that field for a little bit. Uh, looking around, you guys then see this tower ahead of you. And he looks up and... That's it. I hit it within the upper chambers. And he takes a few steps, and that's when the top of this tower just erupts and explodes as rocks start to fly out in all directions. Massive boulders and stones go flying and tumbling by. Everybody make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
What the heck?
It can never, ever...
Never be
just-
easy.
Okay,
We can never
that's-
just.
I will take that.
26.
26.
Oh, way to make
Does that
me
mean
feel like
our-
I didn't roll decent.
Does that mean a magical weapon doesn't work in here?
Inside my bubble, correct.
Yeah, inside your bubble,
Well,
inside the bubble, everything that you guys have that's magical is null and void. Like, it doesn't
I
work.
meant in the
Unless
dead
it is an
zone.
unless it's an artifact or a deity.
Oh wait.
Your sword would be fine, I believe.
Oh,
'Cause
nice.
I think your legacy blade is an artifact.
Okay.
As is that.
So I rolled a
Oh, so
three.
then my scepter would still work.
Your scepter would still work. I believe your scepter's an artifact.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Artifacts do maintain their magical qualities even in dead magic
Gotcha.
zones. Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
anti-magic field is the illusion of helplessness.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so Diana rolled a 3.
Mhm.
Okay.
Indeed.
Diana, you're peppered with massive stones from the top of this tower as they kind of fall down around you.
Oh my
You
gosh.
take 17 points of
Okay.
bludgeoning damage. Vix, what was your
Oh my.
save?
A 10.
You are also peppered and take 17
10.
points of bludgeoning damage. Callista, 17 points of bludgeoning damage. Molfin,
Ow.
21.
21 is a
Jeez.
save. You take half damage, so you're going to
Okay.
take what's half? 17?
8.
8.
Eight.
8 points of bludgeoning. So you succeeded, Ashlyn, and you have evasion, right?
Uh-huh.
You rolled what?
Oh, I
what
forgot it.
did you roll?
26.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you take 0. Lachlan,
Okay.
14 with evasion.
14. You're going to take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. It's 14.
Oh,
is
that one got
not
me.
quite enough to save on
Yeah.
that one, as you guys were caught off guard by this. And as you look up from the explosion, you see a creature standing there. And it kind of cracks its back. And you look upon a creature of red, deep flesh. A massive creature that stands probably about 15 to 20 feet tall. It has these 2 massive, leathery bat-like wings that are black on the back and the top that stick out the sides. It has these massive horns that jet out the sides of his head. In one hand, he is wielding a whip that dangles down, and it seems to crackle with electrical energy as he stands up there. There is a sword sheathed to his waist, and in his hand he's holding what looks to be a small wooden chest. And at that moment...
Does this image look familiar? There is a there is an entity whose name I always bloody forget that I saw mentally.
Diablo.
Basically, it's Pit Fiend. It's the Pit Fiend that somebody reached out to when I lost control.
I can't remember. His name is in my notes.
Balgroth's armies. or something, right?
Balgrog. Yeah, Balgroth's armies.
Yeah.
I would say with the speed in which all this is happening, because this is happening very quickly, you're not probably mentally able to like just like get all that.
Okay.
Like right now, it's like, oh my god, we almost just got trampled by a bunch of the top of this keep, and the archer looks completely surprised. Like he's
Okay.
Oh, okay.
he also had to make that save, and oh yeah, he fails. So he took all 17
no.
points of that damage
Oh no!
as he got crushed by a lot of those stones as well. And after this creature kind of like steps out and is like looming down over, this other creature flaps up behind it and lands on its shoulder and perches there. It looks similar to a vulture, but it has 4 appendages, almost like humanoid type bottom that has these massive claws that dangle from the end of it, and it just goes on his shoulder and looks at the individual and says, Grimthark has returned. And you hear this deep billowing laugh come from the reddish flesh-toned figure. And just stands there. He's got a huge smile on his fiendish-looking face.
It's been a long time, but I now have my prize.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Kindred Lists.
Ah!